by telling you the story behind the inspiration of VIP concept. I was chatting on social network with a friend some months back, and it had actually been a while before that day. I wasn't also concentrating because I had other stuff to do. So this friend said to me, "You are ignoring my messages. You are not replying fast because you have your VIPs to attend to." This really saddened me. I thought of how someone should feel intimidated because you feel that there are people who are of more importance to you. Well, I'm glad to share with you this concept, and I hope that you just sit there and listen attentively. What comes to your mind when you hear VIP? Very important personals. You sometimes imagine someone who is having a doctorate degree certificate. You imagine the general superintendent of a big religious church. You imagine a PhD holder. And you will create pictures of people who have high status in the society, either politically, socially, economically, academically, or otherwise. These are the things that we imagine in our hearts when we hear VIP. But on the contrary, VIP is neither a name, a title, or a position. Even the maid in your home can become VIP. VIP is only a way of addressing people who are experts in a particular field of life or in a particular field of study. This is a way of addressing people who are very important in a particular occasion or people who are very important at a particular time. VIP doesn't necessarily mean that there are people who are of much importance to others. It means that there are people who have more knowledge in a particular field or in a particular thing, or who are having more capability to do certain things in a particular occasion, and others do not have the same capability. This is a true definition of VIP. Now, we want to talk about how important we truly are. Sometimes we forget that we are very much worthy. Sometimes we forget the value that we have because we feel that some people are more important to us. No, you are important just the way you are. There is no price tag for being important. There is nobody who is having on his forehead or her forehead VIP. You may not be very beautiful, so to say. You may not be very handsome. You may not be very fluent while speaking. You may not, have realized your talent. You may not have the opportunity to be in school. Right there where you're listening to me, you could even be in the market where you are struggling to make it. But believe me, you are important just the way you are. You are as important as a heir to a king's throne. A heir to a king's throne is the prince. And the prince is normally being pampered. The prince is normally being respected. The prince is literally served by every servant in the palace. You are as important as the heir to a king's throne. The heir to a king's throne have not actually become the king, yet he is being respected. That is how important you are. And that is how important you will become if only you believe that you are important. Dethroning yourself from the seat of importance only deprives you of what you are supposed to be. Dethroning yourself from the seat of importance only depicts that you hate yourself. It depicts that you have not realized your potentials. It depicts that you don't have true respect for yourself. And you cannot truly become important until you believe that you are important. Let's talk about the cleanliness of a nation. If peradventure the cleanliness of a nation will be celebrated one day, you know what will happen? The total people you see in the streets or along the roads, sweeping the places and trying to make it clean, become VIPs. Yet, you ride in your beautiful new AC latest car while you meet them on the road. You never drop any kind of aid for them. You do not help them, you don't give them lifts or whatever. They are always there trying to make sure that the roads are clean. These people automatically become very important personnel when the cleanliness of a nation is being celebrated, and they become celebrities also in their own field. So there is this African setting that is normally being done in a wedding. When you come to an African wedding, especially Nigeria, because I don't know for these other African countries, when you come to a wedding in Nigeria, you see that there are people who are said to be on the high table. And when you get to such a ceremony, you could say, oh, I wasn't called to the high table. Why? Because I'm not important. That's not it. There are reasons why people are being called to the high table. It could be that those people have something to do on the high table which you cannot do. It could be that those people are very closely related to the people who are celebrating. And it could be that there are not enough seats to accommodate all the people who are supposed to be on the high table. So you are important, just like the people who are on the high table. The audience are very much important, because if there are no audience, there will be no people to clap and hail the celebrants. So you should exempt the thoughts of not being important from your mind. No one has the right to intimidate you. No one has the right to tell you that you are not important. No one has the right to tell you that you are short and you cannot do anything. No one has the importance to tell you that you didn't have an opportunity to be in the university. No one has the right to tell you that you are not fair in complexion and so you are not beautiful. Nobody has the right to intimidate you. And you don't have the right to intimidate anybody, because no one is tagged NIP, not important personnel. And we truly, first of all, become important to our families before we become important to other people. If you are a very important person, you first of all become important to your family, to the people who are within your family circle. It is a bunch of rubbish to become important to people who are outside your family circle, and yet you are useless to people who are there within your family. Finally, we are going to talk about what stops you from being VIP. What is the thing that actually can stop you from being VIP? Very important personnel. There are only two things that can stop you. You and what you do. You and what you do are the two things that can deprive you of that thing called VIP. VIP in the real sense is what defines your personality. It is not an achievement. It is what defines who you are. It is what tells people that this is who you are, based on the people who are around you, based on the company you make, based on the way you talk and everything that you do. So, we're going to talk about what stops you from being VIP. I would like to tell you that VIPs do NITs and NIPs do NITs. Very important personnel do very important things. Non-important personnel do non-important things. So you can never become important until you behave important. You can never become important until you present yourself to be truly important. And the very first important thing that VIPs do is to respect themselves. They carry themselves. They have a very beautiful carriage. They value themselves. They take education very seriously, and they work out their success. They do not take chances to whatever anybody says as to whether or not they can make it. VIPs build self-confidence. Have you imagined Michelle Obama? I admire that woman because she's a woman of importance. She carries herself, she values herself. Despite the fact that she's a first lady, you don't see her dressing like some tout or some idiot. You don't see her exposing herself everywhere she goes. This is because she is a very important personnel. And so, she values herself and puts importance on herself. Starting from her dressing to the way she speaks, she makes her choices of words. And this is what very important persons do. You don't say everything you know and everything you say just because you feel that you have the freedom to expression. You feel that you own your mouth and you can say just anything that comes into your mind. That is not how very important personals behave. These days, morality have become something that we neglect because we say that times have changed. But the truth is, as much as we neglect morality, it becomes much more important. It becomes much more valuable. So do not neglect the values and customs of your society. Do not neglect the things that are said to be important, to be valuable. Do not neglect the fact that you cannot go half naked in the streets. And then because you have your own personal principles, you begin to, attach these personal principles to your importance. You are not the one who attach importance to yourself. It is the people who are around you who attach importance to you. So no matter how much importance you feel by doing the wrong things, you are never important. And somewhere along the line, you will get to know how much useless you've been. Because one day you will discover that you have no influence on anybody. One day you will get to discover that you have no impact on anybody. And the very much important thing that makes us valuable is that we impact positively to others. So you shouldn't neglect morality at all. You shouldn't neglect the things that are valued in the society. And what do NITs do? Not important personnel. They demand respect. They fight for respect. They could slap you to respect them. But that is not how to do it. No matter how you try to buy respect, to demand respect, it can't come to you until you truly are important and deserve to be respected. Non-important personals go out there pointing at critics, pointing at people who hate them and people who do not hate them. They go out there and say that people have judged them just because people criticize them and told them this is the way you should go. I have never seen a nation or a person who truly became great without being criticized. So if you must become very important, then you must first of all be criticized. What are your Facebook activities? Some people get there on Facebook and they keep doing non-important things. They are eating, they take a selfie, right now I'm eating. They are going to church, they take a selfie and they post it, going to church. After church, they take a selfie, church is over. And as they get to their home, they take another selfie, having my lunch. I mean, spending your time, wasting your time doing stupid things and non-important things. Value cannot be attached to you. Some people are just there to send friend requests to thousands of people and they are ready to chat with all of these thousands of people. Why not get on there and work out your success? Make use of your talent and make use of your skills so that this VIP can be attached to you. I did like to also tell you that you have to be disciplined. Discipline yourself. Discipline makes you a very important person. Knowing what you want and knowing what you don't want. Placing value on yourself. When you place value on yourself as a girl, you don't get out there kissing every guy in the road. When you place value on yourself as a young man, you don't get out there making a friend to all the girls who you see in the road just for fun. VIPs don't take fun for rubbish. They respect themselves and they get in the way of making sure that they build their integrity and their potentials. Finally, I did like to tell you that out of all the beings in this world, in this earth, you are of much importance to God. God is not ready to intimidate you. He's not ready to despise you. He's not ready to condemn you. He doesn't have that time. He is only willing to help you build your self-esteem. He is willing to help you develop your potential if you want him to. So what you are supposed to do is get out there and tell God that you want to build the self-esteem. You want to become a better person, and surely he will help you. So this is the concept of VIP. Always remember that you are very important. You are important to me, you are important to your family, and you are important to God most of all. You should learn to also be very, very important to yourself and always do very important things. Thank you for listening, my very important personnel.